but the rain is back on Saturday and rain showers on Sunday. Russ and Brenda.
Thank you, Dave.
And thanks for joining us again. The Today Show starts right now. We're back here at 7:25 with a local news update. Have a good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Ramblings of a madman, chilling videos, photos, and a written diatribe sent to NBC News by Virginia Tech killer Cho Sung-wi on the day that he killed 32 people. We will examine what it reveals about Cho's motives today, Thursday, April 19, 2007.
From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Meredith Vieira, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And welcome to Today on a very strange Thursday morning. I'm Meredith Vieira.
And I'm Matt Lauer. Virginia Tech killer Cho Sung-wi was a guy, he barely spoke to the people he knew, but he had an awful lot to say in what is a chilling manifesto he sent to us at NBC News.
On Wednesday, the NBC mailroom received a package sent via express mail from Virginia Tech. And as we said, it contained video files, photos, and a rambling, angry written manifesto. Now, when we received the package, an alert mailroom employee noticed the return address information and flagged security. We immediately contacted law enforcement, and we waited until they released the information about it before reporting it ourselves.
We should say it puts us in an unusual and uncomfortable position because obviously at NBC News, we always want to cover the important stories of the day, and the massacre at Virginia Tech is one of the most disturbing and tragic stories any of us will ever cover. But we're not used to becoming part of the story, and with this package that he sent us, Cho Sung-wi has made us in some ways part of the story.
The decision to air some of the images he sent to us, the video clips and the photos, and to discuss what was contained in that rambling and hate-filled manifesto was not taken lightly. It was not made quickly, and we understand that this is going to be seen as devastating to many people who lost loved ones in this shooting. In fact, I will tell you that we had planned to speak to some family members of victims this morning, but they canceled their appearances because they were very upset with NBC for airing the images.
And let's be honest, there are some big differences of opinion right within this news division as to whether we should be airing this stuff at all, whether we're taking the right course of action. But we've made the decision because by showing some of this material, perhaps it'll help us understand or answer the question, why? Why did it happen? If we can examine how a person who could say what he says and then do what he did failed to be taken off the streets prior to committing these murders. But let me say that while we will show you some of what we received, it will be just a very small percentage because, to be honest, after you see a bit of it, you're going to get the idea. And we feel strongly that this is not video that we need to run in some kind of an endless loop. And so we will severely limit the amount of footage you're going to see.
And now we want to turn to NBC's Pete Williams, who has been covering this since the package arrived here. Pete, good morning to you.
Meredith, good morning to you. He sent us both a computer disk and some written materials, and it's impossible to tell precisely when Cho Sung-wi originally recorded and wrote this material. All we can tell is when he prepared the computer disk that was in the package, and it appears to have been made the morning of the shootings, just minutes after the attack at the dorm, and then mailed shortly before he fired his final shots at the classroom building.
This is it. This is where it all ends. Ended there. What a life it was. So nice.
In all, 43 still photos, 28 video clips, a 23-page document with pictures, and 4 pages of tightly packed text. All of it a rant at the world.
Do you think I wanted to do this? Do you think I've ever dreamed of dying like this in a million years? I didn't want to do this.
In many of the pictures, he poses with 2 handguns, apparently the ones he used in his shootings, and wears the vest that investigators say he wore on Monday to hold spare ammunition. In 3 separate settings, he recorded his video statements. Like his writings, they're rambling diatribes against no particular person, expressing no specific grievance, a generalized rant.
You have vandalized my heart, raped my soul, and torched my conscience. You thought it was one pathetic boy's life you were extinguishing.
Much of it is incoherent. Nearly all of it is heavily laced with profanity. He rails against Christianity and the affluent, and he suggests he went on his rampage to somehow help other people like him.
I did it for them. I did it to make you stop what you did to me the future generations of the weak and the defenseless.
At some points, he seems to view himself as some kind of avenger or savior.
Like Moses, I split the sea and lead my people, the weak, the defenseless, and the innocent children of all ages.
Cho several times calls himself Axe Ishmael, using the name on the return address too. Investigators say they have no idea what it means. Cho includes 29 photographs of himself, but of those he is smiling in only 2. He shows pictures of the knives he apparently had with him the day of the rampage, and some of the ammunition investigators say he bought in the weeks leading up to the shootings. He twice mentions the 2 students who shot their classmates at Columbine High School 8 years ago. And profilers say he shows the same kind of attitude those gunmen did, of feeling picked on, bullied, and not respected. Investigators say he's been planning the shooting attack for at least 2 months because he bought one of his guns in February. Also Wednesday, Virginia authorities revealed more early warning signs. Cho was twice reported to campus police after female students accused him of annoying them with calls and computer messages, the first time nearly a year and a half ago. Neither pressed charges, and police say they were not among his shooting victims. But after the second complaint, someone who knew Cho warned that he might be suicidal.
Officers again met with Cho and talked with him at length. Out of concern for Cho, officers asked him to speak to a counselor.
The school then got a temporary detention order after he was found to be a possible danger to himself and others. He was ordered to undergo a psychiatric evaluation at a private hospital, then released. As for the package sent to NBC, it's not addressed to any person. Inside, there's no cover letter, no indication of why it was sent or why to NBC. And investigators tell us the postal clerk remembers him sending just that one package that morning, Meredith.
So disturbing, Pete Williams. Thanks very much. And now with more, here's Matt.
All right, Meredith, thank you. What can we learn from this? Clint Van Zandt is a former FBI profiler. Dr. Keith Abloh is a psychiatrist. Guys, good morning to both of you. Good morning. Clint, let me start with you. We found ourselves asking over the last couple of days, what did he do in these 2 hours between these 2 shootings? And now we know he went to his dorm room. He videotaped himself. We think he did it then. He put it in a package with a hateful note and photos and calmly went to a post office before going out and killing 30 more people. Is this kind of compartmentalizing that he was capable of? The rage on one side, going into doing errands almost on another side, and then back into rage?
I think this was a young man with a mission, Matt. He was very focused. He knew what he wanted to do. He had planned it all out. He was able to dehumanize his victims because of his suggestion that, as you indicated earlier, he had been bullied. I think all of this played into what he did, and of course the challenge is going to be reading between the lines of his, what's now being called his manifesto, because you read the lines and we're told it doesn't make sense. So we have to read between the lines. It's like looking at the sawed-off or shaved-off serial numbers on the pistols. Why would he do that? Why would he try to deny us his identity? And then last night on the evening news, it was suggested that this package should have arrived at your location on Tuesday. That would have been his special way. He denied us his identity on Monday, and then Tuesday he gave us that second of the 1-2 punch. He announced on his time who he was and what he did.
Keith, there's going to be a lot of debate as to whether we should have ever aired any of this material, because let's face it, it's exactly what he wanted us to do, or any outlet to do. But talk about the need that he had to get this moment in the sun, this final moment in the spotlight after committing this heinous act.
Well, and let me be clear, this is not what he wanted us to do. He did not want a network to analyze his darkness, to speak to the way we
had to know that was going to happen. We weren't just going to air it and say nothing about it.
Well, here's a man lost in his own thoughts. And what did he say on this tape? Basically, what he's doing is reaction formation in psychological terms, saying the opposite of what's happening inside you. He says how powerful he is. He says he's the Avenger, but he tells us his truth. And Clint's right. We can read between the lines. A lot of what this young man says is about being powerless, about being the sacrificed son, Ismail.
He talks about a martyr. He talks about Dylan, about Klebold and Harris and Columbine. Is he a martyr with them?
Well, he is portraying himself as a martyr, a champion of the disenfranchised, but he inside feels worthless. He's mirroring the very same inhumanity and dehumanization that he sees in his victims. He doesn't see them as people because at some point, I promise you, in his psychological development, he felt that dehumanized.
Clint, you used to work for the FBI as a profiler. Can I ask you a blunt question? If you were still working for the FBI, still in law enforcement, would you want us to air this videotape?
In a perfect world, no, Matt, but that's because I believe he's trying to re-victimize this campus by doing this, and I think he's reached out from the grave and got us to carry out his mission in this. But we're not in a perfect world, and the reality is this information would get out. There would be other media that would get court orders, other people, tabloids. This would get out. So if it's going to be out, I think it should be out now where we can consider it and allow this campus to move on and heal from this terrible wound that it suffered.
Well, let me take on an argument that's probably to come in the next couple of days or so. He references Klebold and Harris from Columbine, so clearly he understood what happened there. Media outlets over the last several years have shown that video of Klebold and Harris practicing with their weapons in the woods, so can't you make the argument maybe this guy Cho saw that video and maybe it inspired his act, so could this video of Cho inspire a future act?
Well, when you use the word inspire, here's the way I would see it. Long ago, the roots were sown for this man's violent acts, and long ago, he identified himself as a person of concern. I think that it's important to know that this is the kind of dramatic thing that was happening inside him that nobody saw, because maybe in the future, we can take action earlier, now that people see the real pathology that was beneath the surface.
And Clint, let me ask you about something I find bizarre. Here we've got this guy, described by his teachers, extremely intelligent. We know he planned this meticulously. Even the way we saw that photo of the ammunition lined up in rows, it's kind of a person concerned with order. And yet, he wanted this message to get out, and instead of going to the internet and finding a correct address for NBC, he puts a wrong address, wrong zip code, which risks the possibility that it never gets seen.
Yeah, and I think that's where we see there is this disorganization, there is this disconnect in a young man. Again, when you read the ramblings that he's written, you realize that he's not real tightly glued together in that area. But Matt, you know, one more thing I want to, for people who are watching this and what we're talking about as far as copycats, this is a tragic coward. He chose to act out in this environment, and this is not anyone that anybody should ever mirror his actions. If you do, you're a coward like him.
Yeah, but there are other tragic cowards out there, Clint, and if they see this video and they're on the edge themselves, in terms of just prior to committing a violent act, could this push them over that edge?
Well, I think there are a lot of people that sit on the edge of the abyss, Matt, and I think that, you know, life does imitate the movies. As a FBI agent, I talk to people and I'd say, why did you commit this horrific crime? And they said, well, I saw a movie, I saw it done, and it seemed like a good idea. So, you know, could someone mirror this man? Could we have copycats? It's just like earlier this week, as you know, we had bomb threats at universities in 10 different states. This was shortly after the bomb threats were called into Virginia Tech. So right. I think there is a chance of copycats. Hopefully not anything like this.
Clint Van Zandt and Dr. Keith Abloh, guys, thanks very much. My pleasure. It's 12 after the hour. Here's Meredith.
Matt, thank you. We're going to turn now to the Supreme Court decision banning a very controversial late-term abortion procedure. Both sides of the abortion debate say that it raises the stakes in this battle. It is also certain to put this issue front and center in the 2008 presidential race. Here's NBC's Chip Reed.
Women must decide their fate, not the church, not the state. Women must decide their fate.
For supporters of abortion rights, the Supreme Court's ruling was a stunning setback. For abortion opponents, a major victory.
The Roberts Court opened the door for new prohibitions on abortions. This is a new day in the abortion battle.
The court, in a 5-4 decision, upheld a federal law banning a late-term abortion procedure that opponents call partial birth abortion, in which the fetus is partially delivered before the skull is collapsed. Justice Anthony Kennedy wrote for the majority that the federal law banning the procedure does not impose an undue burden on a woman's right to abortion. Writing for the court's 4 dissenting justices, Ruth Bader Ginsburg called the decision alarming, noting that for the first time since the court established a right to abortion 34 years ago in Roe v. Wade, the court approved an abortion restriction with no exception for a woman's health. Nearly 90% of abortions occur in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy and are not affected by the ban.
Abortion rights activists are deeply worried that this could be only the beginning of a major campaign to limit abortion rights.
This decision is an invitation to legislators, both at the national and state level, to further restrict abortion, and the Supreme Court will let it happen.
That, Smeal predicts, means that abortion will become a major issue on the presidential campaign trail, forcing candidates to make very clear exactly where they stand. For today, Chip Reed, NBC News at the Supreme Court.
And we turn back now to our justice correspondent, Pete Williams, who covers the Supreme Court. Pete, how significant is this decision?
Well, I'd say it's the most important ruling on abortion in 30 years, certainly, and for a couple of reasons. First of all, it shifts the court's protections or interests more toward the fetus, away from the woman in the later stages of pregnancy. Now, the court has always said it has to be a balancing test, that the interests are much more with the woman's health early on, and they start to move toward the fetus later on, but this pushes them more in that direction. And secondly, I think the wording of the majority opinion written by Anthony Kennedy is very striking. It's not a dispassionate legal argument. He discusses abortion in moral terms. He uses wording and phrasing to describe the banned procedure in very graphic terms that I think opponents of abortion have been waiting to see from the Supreme Court. And the other thing I'd say is it's obviously shows a big shift with Sandra Day O'Connor's retirement.
Okay, Pete Williams, thanks very much.
Busy morning for you.
Yeah,
Thank you very
Double
much for
duty.
your help. We appreciate that. Let's go over to the news desk now for the rest of the headlines of the morning. Ann is standing by. Ann, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Matt, Meredith, and Pete this morning. Good morning, everybody. In the news this morning, we begin with the news in the war, including images of a fuel truck after it was rammed by a car bomber this morning. At least 11 died. 6 bombings on Wednesday made it the deadliest day since the U.S. troop surge began 9 weeks ago, with more than 180 people killed and more than 150 people wounded. Al-Qaeda in Iraq is suspected in at least one of those bombings. At the same time, still no agreement between the president and the Democrats on funding for the war in Iraq, despite a meeting on Wednesday. NBC's White House correspondent Kelly O'Donnell now joins us. Kelly, good morning. Are the two sides any closer?
No was the very blunt and surprising answer from one Republican lawmaker in the meeting. Both sides said it was friendly and productive, but they didn't really get anywhere. The Democrats say that they were brought into power because so many Americans want to see an American pullout over time from Iraq. But Republicans say they just won't go along with anything that has a timetable, and they use sort of a new buzzword saying those would be surrender dates. The House Speaker says she'll have a bill to the president next week. It's expected he'll veto it.
The other big story from Washington, Kelly, the Attorney General Alberto Gonzales is testifying today at the controversial firing of those 8 U.S. attorneys. So tell us again, what is at stake?
Well, the White House wants to dial down the perception that this is make or break, but the president has said that the Attorney General must clear up inconsistencies and answer Congress's questions. His judgment has been put under scrutiny because of what happened with the firing of 8 U.S. attorneys. Some inconsistencies in what he said, some questions about his management of the department. Still, the Attorney General says he has nothing to hide and that it was appropriate to fire those 8 U.S. attorneys.
All right, NBC's Kelly O'Donnell this morning. Kelly, hey, thanks this morning. Today marks the 12th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. Survivors and families of victims are observing the 168 seconds of silence to pay tribute to those killed in the bombing. And in the ceremony today, they are also remembering the victims of the Virginia Tech massacre. A new report today from relief and human rights organizations says children in Darfur are enduring, quote, unspeakable acts of violence and abuse, including killing, rape, and torture. The report calls it some of the most inhumane treatment anywhere in the world. And on Wednesday, President Bush warned Sudan's president to stop the violence in Darfur or face U.S. economic sanctions. Jury deliberations are expected to begin today in the Mary Winkler murder trial. She is accused of killing her pastor husband last year in Tennessee. She testified on Wednesday that her husband abused her and that the gun fired accidentally as she pointed it at him. Overseas markets were down during the night after Wall Street's record close. The Dow gained almost 31 points on Wednesday to close above the 12,800 mark for the first time ever. And Chicago's Mark Burley threw a no-hitter last night as the White Sox beat Texas 6-0. It was his first no-hitter, the first of the Major League season, and the first for the White Sox since 1991. In other words, Burley is bodacious. It is now 7:19. Let's turn now back to Matt and Meredith.
And a little lucky because that last out was a catcher hitting it to third. So chances are he wasn't going to beat out that throw to first, but congratulations to him. That's great.
We're going to head down to Nashville, Tennessee, where Al is on day 4 of his Lend a Hand tour. Good morning to you, Al.
Good morning, Meredith and Matt. We are indeed in Music City, and we are getting ready to roll our big old Penske truck up to a very deserving charity. We'll tell you about that in the next hour or so. But first, let's take a look at the weather. Finally saying bye-bye to the nor'easter. There still could be some coastal flooding in New Jersey, few more showers. The good news is we are looking at some temperatures that'll get above normal in the northeast finally for the weekend. Rest of the country, we are looking at showers in Northern California, coastal Pacific Northwest areas, fog throughout the Gulf Coast, windy conditions in the plains, snow in Salt Lake. We were just there a couple of days ago with temperatures in the 70s, and now they got snow on the ground. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Good morning, everybody. And on this Thursday morning, we have our Northwest Skycam, the OHSU Tram Cam, showing a tram pulling into the station on this early Thursday morning. There are some fog patches out and about, but with those fog patches, there is no precipitation. Here's a look at live First Alert Doppler 8000. And as you can see, our live weather radar beam, Camas, Canby, Tualatin, Hillsborough, all dry at this time. Again, there are some fog patches. Daytime high 58, tonight's low down to 39 degrees.
That's your latest weather. Matt?
Okay, Al, thank you very much. And coming up in our next half hour, Virginia Tech students react to the disturbing manifesto from the man who took so many lives there. But first, this is Today on NBC.
It's the first and only time I'm ever doing this on television.
Oprah does improv with Jason Alexander and David Allen Greer.
Then Simon Cowell and the American Idol finalists. Next, Oprah.
Today at 4 on News Channel 8. News Channel 8 at 11's 19.
33 people are dead. 26 are in the hospital.
The latest developments.
The University of Portland says it, too, is reviewing policy.
Continuing coverage.
The images traumatize all of us.
Every night on News Channel 8 at 11.
Whatever happens, don't make a sound.
Critics are calling Vacancy a first-class thriller. It's Psycho meets Saw.
Please, David, don't go out there.
If we stay here, we're gonna wind up like all of them. Terrifying and shocking, with wall-to-wall suspense.
What is it doing?
They're watching. It doesn't let up for a minute. You'll think twice before checking into a motel.
Oh my God.
Vacancy, rated R, starts tomorrow.
Introducing the new KFC Boneless Variety Bucket, loaded with 100% premium boneless white meat chicken that kids love. 4 crispy strips, 8 boneless honey barbecue wings, and a large popcorn chicken, all in one bucket and all for just $9.99. Bring back dinner at KFC.
We love spring, and spring means it's time to get our lawns and gardens into shape. And right now, Al's Garden Centers are filled with all your spring favorites, like our famous Grown by Al's hanging baskets. We've grown thousands of baskets in many different sizes for both sun and shade, ready to bring fantastic spring color to your home. Fall in love with gardening at Al's Garden Center.
Only at Dania. Showrooms that will inspire you. Style that's functional and affordable. Create a home as unique as you are. You'll find Dania in Portland and Beaverton, or visit us online at daniafurniture.com.
And still to come on today, how that disturbing package from the Virginia Tech shooter made its way from the hands of a killer to our offices here at NBC.
Plus, is there anything more that schools can do about troubled kids? After your local news.
About mascara? So what? Now there's new Define a Lash from Maybelline, New York. Our first clump-free that's longer, sexier, defined like never before.
Tell me more.
Only our flexible brush is shaped to the lash. Only our formula guarantees 0 clumps.
Define a Lash.
Now every lash is separated, elongated,
Perfectly defined.
New Define a Lash. The clump-free look that's sexier, more refined.
Maybe she's more refined.
But I'm gonna be a diamond someday.
Thanks to emissions-reducing technology from GE Energy.
Harnessing the power of coal is something everybody can get behind. To learn more, visit ecomagination.com. GE, imagination at work.
Now when they're out having a ball, it's even better to have them around. New Quaker Granola Bites. Chocolatey bite-sized snacks rolled in Quaker oats. New Quaker Granola Bites. It's the tasty new way to keep the goodness going.
It could be allergies getting to you, but irritants can cause your symptoms too.
Astelin is seasonal allergy medicine, also approved for nasal symptoms caused by irritants. Nasonex, Singulair, and Zyrtec aren't.
Astelin's for people 12 and over. Most common side effects may include bitter taste, headache, nasal inflammation or burning, and drowsiness.
Don't let allergens or irritants do you in.
Ask your doctor about
Astelin. Soft and Dry introduces conditioning silk.
When we get home tonight, let's...
Yeah?
I know where that look. Can you handle it?
Oh, yeah.
I'll see you at 6.
Soft and Dry for the all-day confidence to make him sweat.
We use Stanley Steamer because they make sure that more than just our carpet and upholstery are clean, they make sure their employees are too. With Stanley Steamer, I know who's coming into my home. All of their employees are drug tested and background checked. I want someone I can trust, and that is Stanley Steamer.
Call today about our $99 special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer is carpet cleaner. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Ashley.
Find great spring savings on now at Ashley Furniture Home Store. Liven up your living room, deck out your dining room, brighten up your bedroom.
I'm Ashley.
And to celebrate the new season, we're offering no interest and no payments until 2009.
I'm Ashley.
And remember, it's designed by Ashley, built by Ashley, and delivered by Ashley. Spring savings are here, and now is the time to save. Only at Ashley Furniture Home Store.
You're going to love this place.
Does marriage matter anymore? Next, Rachel.
From Northwest News Channel 8, this is breaking news.
And good morning, everybody. I'm Russ Lewis. We're following an injury accident in North Portland this morning. It's closing the intersection of North Going and Interstate Avenue. Lynn Masterson tracking this breaking news for us from the First Alert Traffic Center. Lynn?
Yes, indeed, Russ. It is an injury accident. A motorcyclist, 2 pedestrians involved in this one. The intersection effectively shut down at North Interstate and Going, really hindering the traffic now between Swan Island and the I-5 interchange. We do have a tie-up on I-5, both directions now as you try to make that transition to Going and then limited access along Going. Interstate is closed. You can use Greeley to the west, Williams, Vancouver to the east to get around this. And then we do have that backup too in Vancouver that still starts near SR 500. Let's get to that forecast. Here's Dave Selesky.
Lynn, thank you. We do have some morning fog patches around the metropolitan area. The fog patches will burn off, giving us partly cloudy skies. Today's high temperature, 58 degrees. Warmer tomorrow on Friday with mostly sunny skies, but wet weather is back on Saturday. And then showers and sun breaks on Sunday, partly cloudy, warmer and drier for the first part of next week. Now, Russ, back over to you.
All right, Dave, thanks. We'll give you an update on the traffic situation coming up here again in 25 minutes this morning. I'm Russ Lewis. Have a good day.
Comcast presents the deal of the year. Just $24.99 per month for 6 months for Comcast Digital Voice. $24.99 for unlimited local and nationwide calling in the U.S. and Canada. Plus 12 popular calling features and voicemail you can access online. $24.99 for a real choice in home phone service delivered on Comcast's secure fiber optic network. There's more. Act now and get free installation. Don't miss the deal of the year. Call 1-800-COMCAST.
97.1 Charlie FM. We play everything.
At McCord's Vancouver Toyota, our customers are some of our best salespeople.
I have 3 golden retrievers, Lobo, Pickles, and Maggie. They just love the Sequoia. I have purchased multiple vehicles from Vancouver Toyota over the years. They have great service. They've never been pushy. I mean, they've never been anything but very easy for me to deal with. I'm going to keep going back.
We appreciate your business, and we show it every day. Come see us or check us out at VancouverToyota.com.
If you're looking for a quality car or truck, go to Vancouver Toyota.
97.1 Charlie FM. We play everything.
.30 now on a Thursday morning. It's the 19th of April, 2007. Flags here at Rockefeller Center and around the nation flying at half-staff to honor the memory of all the innocent people who died on the Virginia Tech campus earlier in the week. And there is the campus live on this Thursday morning. Inside Studio 1A, I'm Matt Lauer alongside Meredith Vieira. And coming up in this half hour, the story behind the story. As we've been reporting, on Wednesday, NBC News received a package sent by the Virginia Tech gunman containing profoundly disturbing videotape messages, pictures, and a written manifesto of some sort. NBC immediately contacted the authorities, but it was the work of some alert mailroom employees who brought it to our attention. We're going to show you how that all unfolded coming up in just a couple of minutes.
And then it's the question that will haunt a lot of people for the rest of their lives. Could anyone have stopped the shooter? A year and a half ago, a court found him to be a danger to himself. His English teacher told us she was so frightened of him, she pulled him from class. But is there anything that schools can do to keep their students safe? And how can you spot someone who could be a threat? We're going to get some expert perspectives on that.
But first, our national correspondent Natalie Morales is across the street in the NBC mailroom with details on how the Virginia Tech killer's multimedia manifesto made its way to us at NBC News. Natalie, good morning to you.
And good morning, Matt. And of course, this is certainly not the first time NBC has received a strange piece of mail. But from the moment this express mail envelope arrived, this, of course, is a colored copy because the real thing is being handled by the appropriate authorities right now. It clearly stood out with the Blacksburg, Virginia postmark dated April 16th. Postmarked 9:01 a.m. on Monday morning, Cho Sung-Wee sent the package from this post office in Blacksburg, Virginia, on the edge of the Virginia Tech campus. That's almost 2 hours after Cho Sung-Wee killed his first 2 victims in the dorm, but less than an hour before he went on to kill 30 others in their classrooms. Sent express mail, the package was sent to NBC at Rockefeller Avenue, not Rockefeller Plaza. It also had the wrong zip code. 1 day late, it arrived at the NBC mailroom at approximately 11 a.m. Wednesday.
I knew it was going to be a problem the second I had it in my hands.
NBC receives up to 10,000 pieces of mail a day, and all mail goes through a metal detector. But this package stood out immediately when a handler recognized the name of the sender, A. Ishmael, after reading a New York Daily News article that very morning.
Then when we look at that it's from Blacksburg on the 16th at 9:01 a.m., you know that there's really even more problems.
At 11:30 a.m., Mike Orland, a supervisor who oversees the mailroom, was alerted. At approximately 11:40, Orland called NBC security while wearing gloves. Orland opened the package.
When we opened up this package, we saw a number of pages inside of the package and a loose disc.
The nation's 4th case of anthrax discovered at NBC News. It is not the first time that the NBC mailroom unwillingly has become a part of a national story. In 2001, a letter laced with anthrax sent to NBC led to a quarantine of the entire 3rd floor. By 12 noon, NBC security brought the package to the president of NBC News, Steve Kappas' office.
I wasn't prepared for the kind of detail that we saw.
He made the decision to turn all the original material over to the FBI and the Virginia State Police.
Right away, the Virginia State Police made what I thought was a reasonable request, and that is to not go public with this information until they had a chance to review the information and take a look at it, and we worked together on the release of it.
We do have some significant news to share with you. Earlier today,
at 4:30 p.m., law enforcement officials held a press conference to announce the shocking development in their investigation. For NBC News, the question became what, if any, of the materials should be broadcast.
Ever since we heard the first reports about what had happened on that campus, we all wanted to know why. And I'm not sure that we'll ever fully understand why this happened, but I do think that this is as close as we may ever come to having a glimpse inside the mind of a killer.
Also at 4:30 p.m., NBC News issued a statement saying they were cooperating fully with authorities. NBC Nightly News would air some of the video and images for the first time.
Tonight, NBC News has received a multimedia manifesto from the gunman at Virginia Tech, including his last recorded words.
I didn't have to do this.
NBC News is not airing all of the material.
It's so twisted. There's no way to look at it without being profoundly upset, and it's incredibly disturbing.
And security, since the anthrax mailings in 2001, is of utmost importance here in the NBC mailroom. All mailroom employees are required to wear these blue gloves when they open mail, and because it was such a suspicious-looking package, it was opened up in this air filtration system to ensure that any contents inside, to make sure that it would pass through, would go up through the filtration system. Meredith, back to you.
All right, Natalie, thanks very much. For the people at Virginia Tech, those final words from Cho Sung-hui are just one last insult. NBC's Michelle Kaczynski got reaction from some of them. Michelle, good morning to you.
Good morning, Meredith. The students we talked to described watching this in rooms with other students just full of stunned silence. And they said it felt sickening, like a punch in the stomach or like plunging the knife deeper. And for the most part, the most disturbing part was to see this person in those photos holding those guns that brought so much death to this campus.
It's like something you would see in a horror film, a guy holding two guns, and something you would never expect from a Virginia Tech student. It sounds just like in the Columbine things when the kids talk about how they were picked on everything.
It makes you sick to your stomach. The pictures where he has like the gun pointing right at the camera. Because you can only imagine like those individuals that died, that was probably the last thing that they saw, and to be a parent of someone and to have to see that picture.
I not only feel sorry for all of the victims and everybody involved, I do feel sorry for him. Maybe, you know, you don't know what he's gone through. I mean, even though this was some awful thing that he did, I do have, you know, I feel real sorry for him.
I think he's sick, a sick person. I don't see how anyone could feel sorry for someone like that.
Maybe he was a sick individual and then he wanted to taunt people.
I just saw one picture and I haven't forgotten it, and I probably never will.
It was really interesting watching this video with one of Cho's roommates and hearing his reaction. He said he almost didn't recognize Cho because he would never look at anyone head on. He would always be looking down or to the side, and the roommate said he hadn't heard Cho's voice once all year. He said that Cho would spend most of his time working on his computer, but that he started working out a lot in February. And the roommate said until this happened, he felt sorry for Cho and that he seemed to be just an extremely lonely person. Meredith and Matt.
Michelle Kaczynski, thank you very much. You know, it is interesting. Never talked to anybody, never looked at them.
Right.
Was able to look straight into a camera and had a lot to say.
And I think we've evolved in our thinking here. We started the week saying this was a depressed young man. He's a lot more than depressed.
Oh, much more.
I mean,
yeah.
This is clearly a
Very
psychotic
disturbed.
individual, and so we should make the differentiation there.
Absolutely. We're going to turn now. It's a big turn here. We're going to go to Al for the weather in Nashville.
Today's weather is brought to you by Alivert. Stick it to your allergies. Experience the relief with Alivert.
And good morning from Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. We were in Salt Lake City a couple of days ago, and it was about 70 degrees in downtown. Take a look at what they got yesterday. About an inch of snow and rain and some sleet. So all of a sudden, the folks in Salt Lake are going, what the heck happened here? Especially these flowers. Well, let's take a look, show you what's going on out there right now. We've got, well, that's a pretty shot. As we go out and take a look in the Rockies, we've got some rain and snow, especially up through Montana. Snowfall amounts basically going to be about 1 to 2 inches of snow. Some areas maybe picking up a little bit more. And then east of there, through the Dakotas, we're looking at a lot of rain through Friday morning. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Hi, everybody. Wells Fargo Skycam. Fog patches this morning over the metropolitan area. You can see the Markham Bridge right here, a little obscured by some fog patches. Down in the Willamette Valley, That fog a little more dense. You can see the Oregon State Capitol building somewhat obscured by the morning low clouds and fog. It will be burning off in the next few hours. As a matter of fact, there's that sky cam again from Wells Fargo showing again just patchy fog right over the Willamette River. Daytime high today 58, tonight's low down to 39.
That's your latest weather. Matt?
All right, Al, thank you very much. Still to come, how schools can help identify and then help and counsel these troubled kids on their campuses. We're going to look at that right after this.
Yeah, I got tested. It's no big deal.
Come on, Bob. How's a test going to prevent colon cancer?
I'll show you.
This is Robert. He knows you can actually prevent colon cancer by getting tested.
They take a look at your colon, and if they find a polyp, they get it out before it turns into cancer. No, you didn't. Oh, yes, I did.
If you're 50 or older, talk to your doctor about getting tested for colon cancer. Or for free information, contact us today. This is the American Cancer Society.
Annoying allergies? Stick it to them. Switch to Alivert. Stick it on your tongue. Alivert bursts into action, so you know allergy relief is on the way. Stick it to your allergies. Experience the relief with Alivert.
When I was about 12, 13, my mom was diagnosed with diabetes. It was a big blow to the family. You know, seeing her suffering, the physical changes and the emotional changes really bothered me a lot. So I think of that when I'm helping patients. Listening, understanding, putting yourself in that person's shoes is a big part of my day. And I really appreciate that. I get a lot out of that. My name is Mark Moore, and I'm a CVS pharmacist.
I call it the packing runaround. I run around grabbing stuff to pack up all the gifts I have to send. And even with all that running around, I still can't guarantee they'll get there in one piece.
Don't you worry about a thing. Just go to the UPS store. Our certified packaging and shipping experts will help make sure your gifts arrive on time and intact. When it comes to packing and shipping, let us handle it. That's our thing.
No more running around for me.
The UPS store, the place for packing, shipping, and a whole lot more.
Fight crow's feet on your arms. Fight lash lines on your legs. New Olay Age Transform Body Cream Serum and Skin Tone Equalizer. 2 ways to fight the look of body aging with antioxidant power. New from Olay.
Humble, even in victory. Introducing the North American Car of the Year, the all-new Saturn Aura Sports Sedan. Now lease an Aura XE, starting at around $219 a month. Call for lease details.
If you want to quit smoking, today's your day. Commit cherry lozenges, the tasty way to quit smoking.
Tonight, a doctor will finally find out if he's a father. An act of kindness takes a dangerous turn. And in the weeks ahead, what could be the happiest day of their lives?
Let's get married.
All new ER, tonight on NBC.
And we are back at 7:42. When it comes to the Virginia Tech gunman, people in the community knew he needed help. The school and professors tried to get him to counseling. Fellow students raised red flags. But what can be done to help students with mental illness? And why wasn't Cho Sung-Wi put into a psychiatric hospital before he went on his rampage? NBC's Tom Costello has been looking into all of that. Tom, good morning to you.
Meredith, good morning. A lot of questions this morning. The bottom line, Virginia state law does not allow mental health workers to discuss a patient's condition with his or her parents or with school administrators. And it simply isn't very easy to get an adult committed to a psychiatric facility if he or she doesn't want to go. December 2005, after accompanying police to a mental health facility, Cho Sung-Wi is found to be an imminent danger to himself or others and is put in a 48-hour hold. So what happened?
If a danger was known to a mental health professional, they have a duty to act.
In fact, Virginia Tech policy states students who engage in violent behavior, threaten themselves or others with violence, or act in an uncontrollable, harmful manner may be immediately suspended from the university or selected campus facilities with proper notice. But while a university can threaten suspension or expulsion if a student doesn't agree to help, in most states, only a judge or special justice can order a mental health hold on an adult for longer than 48 hours, which means universities and colleges can only watch for signs of trouble, then try to persuade a student to get help.
You can't be successful academically unless you're healthy in all senses, both physical health, mental health, and even spiritual health.
At Washington University in St. Louis, they've spent 10 years working to take the stigma out of seeking professional help. Students, staff, and professors all part of the effort.
Even though it was in Virginia, I'm looking at Columbine High School.
Frank DeAngelis is still the principal at Columbine. Since the massacre there 8 years ago, DeAngelis has added mentoring programs between teachers, older and younger students, so no student feels isolated. An anonymous tip box to report signs of troubling behavior, extensive discussions about behavioral warning signs, and better communication with local authorities.
But you want to make sure that if still with everything that we have in place, still if a student does not feel welcomed or disenfranchised, that there are programs that draw that person in.
But experts also fear that every mass murder creates a template for other disenfranchised students looking for ways to act out.
The problem is that our young people who are being bullied and feel ignored are given a model as to how to get a little attention, how to feel important, how to stop being an outsider looking in.
And we know now that, of course, the Columbine killers were apparently heroes to Cho. Since 1990, approximately 113 people have been killed on school campuses, elementary through the university level. And before this killing, this rampage on Virginia Tech's campus, Columbine was the deadliest. 12 students killed, 1 teacher killed, and that was 8 years ago tomorrow. Meredith.
And now you have 32 students dead and teachers. Tom Costello, thank you very much. We're going to turn now to Janine Pirro, a former prosecutor and judge, and Dr. Harold Kopowitz, head of the New York University Child Studies Center. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
First of all, this was not a kid, as we've said repeatedly, with a couple of issues. There had been so many red flags going back to 2005 with him. He had stalked young women, female students. He had written essays in class and plays in class that was so disturbing, and his behavior was so disturbing that one teacher threw him out of class altogether. Another one implored him, begged him to get counseling. Eventually, he was considered a threat to himself and to other students, enough of one that he was sent into a facility to be evaluated. They determined he was a threat just to himself. They re-released him, told him to get outpatient counseling. The next thing we hear from him, 2 years later, Monday, he's killed 32 people and then put a gun to his own head. How does that happen?
You see, I think there's two separate issues here. I think there's the laws that the mental health institution has to follow, and then there are the rules and regulations of a university. So the fact is, Virginia Tech and most other universities have rules about keeping kids healthy. So if we had a child who had diabetes and the kid refused to take his insulin and was dropping into a coma all the time, or if a child had seizures and was having seizures, the school would say, I'm sorry, you have to go get some kind of treatment for this because it's disturbing other people. We can't have that. You're putting yourself at risk. Now, if you don't want to go get the treatment, that's okay, but you can't stay here.
But we have no indication that he got the treatment or that the university monitored him.
Well, that's the problem. It is not equal. Here we have a situation where he was clearly disturbing to others. They're in class, to professors, within his own dormitory, and people have to take these warning signs seriously. This kid didn't come out of the woodwork. These were years of symptoms that kept getting worse and worse and worse. And what we have to worry about is that we send lots of children to college today who go with the psychiatric diagnosis. They go with treatment, and the college mental health service there has to take care of them.
And I understand that, and I'm not trying to paint everybody with the same brush stroke here, obviously, but when you see a kid is so disturbed, at some point, what about the rights of all the other children?
That's exactly the point.
He killed 32 people.
But I have to tell you, there's also another sensitive point that we have to remember. There's a whole bunch of kids out there now who are worried. They're worried that this will happen at their school. They're worried. They're just sensitive, more sensitive than the others. But there's also a group of kids who do have psychiatric illness that goes untreated. And the problem with putting this particular boy's name out there and showing films and talking about him like he's a celebrity on the front part of the New York Times, on NBC, is that there are these vulnerable kids who do feel just as inadequate, who are just as crazy, and therefore say, you know, this possibility is now a reality.
So how
and
should
that's that danger point that we have to be careful not to make the situation worse.
Understood. How should a university handle this?
Well, you know, there are, Meredith, as you outlined, a litany of missteps here because all of the warning signs were there. And this is almost a perfect storm of missteps, of people identifying him as violent, of these girls saying that he was stalking them, of a judge issuing a temporary detention order. And I did the same as a judge. But here's the kicker, that when he went to buy the gun, in fact, the two guns, none of this stuff was on his record.
Why doesn't any of that show up?
Because the systems are not talking to each other, Meredith, and that's why this was a perfect storm of missteps. We've got to get the systems to talk to each other, and we have to have a scenario where, when I was a judge, I had a temporary detention order. Someone says to me, this person is a danger to himself and others and is mentally ill. He doesn't get out until I am convinced through other doctors that he is not a risk to the other students. And we have kids in colleges, all of us, who are at risk because of these kids being dangerous. The university had all the warning signs. They should have monitored him when he came out. They should have known, based upon the complaints of so many people, that he was a ticking time bomb.
Could they have thrown him out if they wanted to?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes,
Absolutely.
They could have thrown him out. Certainly there were privacy acts and there are, you know, disability issues and that they couldn't have, you know, that he might have sued them on. But at the same time, they had a basis in fact and in law to get him off that campus. And I'm amazed, Meredith, that his roommate wasn't killed. He's the one who said, I think he's depressed, he's not talking, he's wearing sunglasses. We are so lucky that he wasn't killed.
They had a responsibility not only to the other students, but to parents. We were just saying, we all have kids in college. Well, I have to tell you that today, colleges, once you're admitted, they ask you to fill out a physical health form. You usually have to go to a doctor and get it signed. It's time for colleges to ask you about your mental health.
Well, very quickly, I'm heading out to look at a college with my son. He's trying to determine where to go. What is the question I should ask the university that I'm going to about their security procedures?
Well, under the Clery Act, I mean, the most important thing is timely notification in the event there's a problem that we didn't see. We want to know their security procedures. Do they have an email, text messaging scenario where the kids can be notified immediately? And as a mother, if your child says to you that there's someone in my dorm who's got a problem and you write to them, you want to know what is their response, what is the mandate, what is the system?
And more importantly, what are their college mental health services? Are they readily available?
And
is the
threat
school
assessments.
and the school ready to provide them?
Okay, Dr. Harold Kopowitz, Janine Pirro, thanks to both of you very much. Still to come on today, how to spot the warning signs of depression in your own child. We will be right back.
Having a half-ton with the most leg room and a fancy rear seat is great, but truckers want to know if it's still got some truck left in it. We'll put it this way. If it'll draw bar pull 6,400 pounds of dead weight, towing 10,100 pounds is a walk in the park. Hello, Dolly. Available on the all-new Tundra Crew Max, the truck that's changing it all.
The dragon! We come from our reward! Well done! This is for you.
This is all I get?
Terms and conditions state that you must slay a minimum 4 dragons before cash is earned. A tail must also be provided to prove that it is a dragon, not just a large lizard.
Is this how your Cash Rewards card treats you? Introducing No Hassle Cash Rewards. Earn cash on every purchase, everywhere, plus a 25% annual bonus.
Oh, you qualified to marry my daughter. What's in your wallet?
It's your plan. Do what you want to do. It's time for terrific savings at our Furniturific sale. Save up to 50% on furniture throughout the store. So get moving. The sale this big won't last long. Only at Pier 1.
Winner 2006 Academy Award Best Actress Helen Mirren.
Diana, Princess of Wales, has died.
No member of the royal family will speak publicly about this.
70% of people believe that your actions have damaged the monarchy. The Queen. Own it on Blu-ray and DVD Tuesday, April 24.
We have Medicare supplement insurance because, well, there are gaps in your Medicare coverage that Medicare supplement insurance will
Supplement?
That's exactly what it does.
Mutual of Omaha Insurance Company. Insure life. Begin today.
A good breakfast is always in season, and this spring it's just $4.99. Denny's weekday breakfast has arrived. Only $4.99 for 2 eggs, bacon and sausage, hash browns, and 2 pancakes. This special won't last long, so come to Denny's Monday through Friday.
Still ahead, Virginia Tech faculty members grapple with the loss of their beloved colleagues.
After your local news.
The classic white wall. It's clean. It's contemporary.
It says we can't pick the right color.
That's what it says?
You can't hear that?
The Home Depot has all the latest paint colors and the tips and tools to help you get the look you want. Now through April 25th, get 25% off #1 rated Behr interior paint, plus exterior paint, stains, and waterproofers.
At the Home Depot, you can do it, we can help.
It's fresh, soothing. It's like a tropical vacation.
Last fall, I moved into our dream house, and my allergies acted up. I tried to cover everything. I even took down my curtains. I don't recommend it. My doctor said that I developed new allergies. Where? My basement? Who knows what's down there?
Are your allergy symptoms worse than before? You may have developed new allergies. That's why it's important to discuss all your symptoms with your doctor. He may prescribe an allergy medicine like Zyrtec. He may also suggest simple changes like using a dehumidifier. Zyrtec is the #1 prescribed allergy medicine in the U.S. Ask your doctor if Zyrtec is right for you. It's approved to treat both indoor and outdoor allergies and even treats itching due to chronic hives. Zyrtec's most common side effects in adults include drowsiness, tiredness, and dry mouth. Lots of allergies, just one Zyrtec.
Give yourself more time with Slim Fast Hunger Control Bars. A crunchy, chewy way to control hunger up to 4 hours. Isn't that delicious? Slim Fast. Find your Slim.
You know how quiet the Ford Edge is?
I know that you know it's pretty quiet.
It's library quiet.
The Edge is library quiet.
Beat the Lexus RX 350 in a quiet test.
How do you win a quiet test? You're being very quiet.
That's how Edge won a quiet test.
Quieter than a Lexus.
Quieter.
True story?
True story.
Spirit of a sports car, versatility of an SUV, the all-new Edge.
Days Inn has everything you need for business.
The best part about Days Inn to me is the free internet.
Plenty of pillows. Good pillows.
Don't you keep on the sunny side of life?
My Civic is so cute.
My Honda Civic is totally reliable.
I mean, it's crazy. I love driving it.
It comes with 6 airbags.
My friends are really jealous.
And Honda just won some big award for, like, best value.
I knew that.
No, you didn't.
Okay, whatever, but mine's still cuter.
I don't think so.
Get APR financing as low as 2.9% on 2007 Civics for well-qualified buyers.
Someone's got to put this guy in jail. Bring it all on, kiddo. Fracture. He's the most intelligent thriller of the year. Rolling Stone calls it diabolically fun and beautifully intricate.
Lose? You lose everything.
Hopkins and Gosling go at each other with relish.
I don't need the gun to convict you. I'm afraid you have to, old sport.
Anthony Hopkins is at his sinister best.
Does it bother you that I call you Willie? Don't make me come across this table. Willie.
Everyone has a breaking point. Fracture. Rated R. Starts Friday.
News Channel 8 at 10 on Portland CW. From Northwest News Channel 8, this is breaking news.
In our breaking news this morning is a pedestrian-involved wreck in North Portland. It's closing off the intersection of North Going and Interstate Avenue. Lynn Masterson is tracking it for us. She has the latest. Lynn, good morning.
Good morning, Russ. Yes, the investigation is set to continue for at least the next hour, possibly 2 hours. And this is affecting the Max Yellow Line in North Portland. They are using shuttle buses to get passengers around the intersection. That's between Killingsworth and the Rose Quarter Transit Center. Expect some big-time delays if you generally use the Max Yellow Line. Also, a huge traffic tie-up in that area as well. You'll have to use Greeley to access Swan Island at this point. There's the delay from the Interstate Bridge all the way to that Going exit, and then you're tied up on North Going as well. Over on 217 South, we have blockage right in that left lane in Beaverton as well. Let's get to the forecast. Here's Dave.
Some fog patches still out and about right now, Lynn, and we do have 37 degrees for a current temperature. As the day goes on, the fog patches burn off. Daytime high of 58 and partly cloudy skies by midday. For tonight, partly cloudy, some fog reforming and cool, overnight lows in the 30s. Then tomorrow, Friday, mostly sunny skies and 61. Russ, over to you. All right, Dave, thanks. We'll have an update on our breaking news coming up here in 25 minutes this morning. Hope to see you then. I'm Russ Lewis. Have a good day.
At McCord's Vancouver Toyota, our customers are some of our best salespeople.
Vancouver Toyota is great. They're great people to work with. Just called them up, told them what I needed, and when I came down there was a car waiting for me. I was probably in there about 25 minutes. Had to get to work. They're going to give you the best possible deal for your money.
With McCord's Total Satisfaction Guarantee, you can't go wrong. Visit us at VancouverToyota.com.
I'd recommend Vancouver Toyota to anyone.
Through Monday, it's Sleep Country's Pillow Top Mattress Sale. Save on luxurious pillow top sets from Simmons, Sealy, Spring Air, even the Joseph Abood collection. How can you top that?
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
We love spring, and spring means it's time to get our lawns and gardens into shape. And right now, Al's Garden Centers are filled with all your spring favorites, like our famous Grown by Al's hanging baskets. We've grown thousands of baskets in many different sizes for both sun and shade, ready to bring fantastic spring color to your home. Fall in love with gardening at Al's Garden Center.
Reinvent your home style at the Northwest Home Show starting April 20th at the Oregon Convention Center. See outdoor living spaces you can enjoy year-round. Bring the comforts of the indoors outside. Shop for everything home, garden, and design in one place. Discount admission coupons at all A-Boy stores.
8 o'clock now on this Thursday morning, April 19th, 2007. A quiet morning in Blacksburg, Virginia on the campus of Virginia Tech. Emotions still running raw for all the members of that community, torn apart on a terrible, terrible morning. One faculty member laid to rest. Many funerals to come in the days ahead. Meanwhile, back inside Studio 1A, I'm Meredith Vieira here with Matt Lauer. And as we've reported, the Virginia Tech killer sent NBC News a hate-filled series of videos in between his two shooting sprees raging at the world, along with photos showing him wielding guns and knives. It gives a clue as to just what the students and the faculty at Virginia Tech saw in those terror-filled moments as Cho Seung-Hui went on his rampage. In a moment, we'll go back to the campus for more details and reaction to this chilling glimpse into the mind of a killer.
Then we are going to remember some of the victims of the nightmare. It wasn't just students who were gunned down. 5 faculty members died as well, and their colleagues are grieving today also. But they've also found a way to make sure that the faculty members' love of learning goes on forever. We're going to hear from some other faculty members about the friends they lost. And we'll also try to get some insight into mental illness, particularly depression, and how to recognize it. For college students, suicide is the second leading cause of death in this country. If some kids can be helped by this tragic incident as it sheds light on the signs of mental illness, maybe in some very, very small ways, some good can come out of this.
So first, we're going to head down to the Virginia Tech campus and NBC's Lisa Myers with reaction to that troubling manifesto. Lisa, good morning to you.
Good morning, Meredith. Today, police officials say they will be following up on new leads provided by the chilling manifesto, called a critical new component of this investigation. Police now believe that Cho returned to his dorm only minutes after the first shooting and prepared the computer disk containing these materials, then went to a nearby post office and mailed the materials at 9:01 before heading off to slaughter 30 more people. Now, police hope to use these materials, some of which have timestamps, to try to recreate exactly what Cho was doing in the final days and weeks before these shootings. They want to try to figure out what ultimately triggered his decision to slaughter so many people. Police now believe he was planning these attacks for at least 2 months before the shootings. The other critical avenue being investigated is Cho's troubled psychiatric history. Police have requested the medical records from at least 2 psychiatric facilities. It's now clear there were at least a half dozen warning signs, complaints from students and teachers about Cho's violent writings and troubled behavior. University officials now acknowledge that Cho was on their radar screen for at least a year and a half before these shootings. Now, there are also court documents that we have found which indicate that the university got a temporary detention order against Cho in December of 2005, calling him mentally ill and an imminent danger to himself and others. That forced Cho into a psychiatric facility where he was evaluated and then released. The doctor who evaluated him found that he was indeed mentally ill, but not an imminent threat. Meredith.
And apparently that proved not to be correct. Lisa Myers, thank you very much. We're going to check the other stories in the news today from Ann Curry. Ann, good morning to you.
Good morning once again, Meredith and Matt. Good morning once again, everybody. And there is news this morning in the war with the exploding of a fuel truck today as it was rammed by a suicide car bomber in Baghdad, killing at least 11. Funerals are also beginning today for the victims of 6 bombings on Wednesday that killed more than 180 people and wounded at least 150. It was the deadliest day in Iraq since the troop surge began 9 weeks ago. Meantime, Defense Secretary Robert Gates arrived in Iraq this morning. Attorney General Alberto Gonzales faces Congress today, testifying about his role in the firings of 8 federal prosecutors last year. Gonzales has admitted that some mistakes were made in the firings. Both sides in the abortion debate say they now expect more states to follow the lead of the Supreme Court and try to impose greater restrictions on abortion. On Wednesday, the High Court upheld the federal ban on a procedure that opponents refer to as partial birth abortion, used in the 2nd and 3rd trimesters of pregnancy. About 90% of abortions are not affected by the ban. Observers say that this decision could be a sign that the court is heading in a new direction on abortion. The IRS says it will not penalize taxpayers who couldn't file last-minute returns electronically when the servers for TurboTax were swamped. The IRS is extending the deadline to tonight for people who had problems. States in the Northeast are beginning to tally damage from the recent spring nor'easter that killed at least 18 people. New Jersey and New Hampshire have requested federal disaster relief as swollen rivers continue to crest. More than 10,000 people are still out of their homes. The actress and singer Kitty Carlisle Hart has died. Her long career began on Broadway and spanned opera, film, and TV, where she was a celebrity panelist on the 1960s game show called To Tell the Truth. She was also a champion for the arts. Kitty Carlisle Hart was 96 years old. And thousands of people were forced from their homes in southern Colombia on Wednesday when a volcano began erupting for the first time in at least 500 years. The eruption triggered an avalanche that swept mud and debris through towns. Dramatic images. It is now 8:05. Let's now turn back to Matt and Meredith this morning. Wow.
Yeah, that's scary.
I love Kitty Carlisle, too. She was a grand dame and a great dame.
We used to live in her neighborhood, and I'd see her sometimes going in and out of the apartment. Yes, she will be missed, no question. Our condolences. Before we cut to the video of Mr. Roker, let me just say that we have been understandably focused on something else during this week. But, Al, I don't want it to go unsaid that you've done another great job so far in Lend a Hand today. And this morning, you're in Nashville, Tennessee, and here comes the shot we love, Al.
Oh, Matt, Meredith, thank you. And everybody understands exactly what was going on, and so that we had to be a little more subdued. But we're excited to be here in Nashville. We've got a great charity, which we're going to reveal in the next half hour. Joining us, who's going to be part of this, is country music star Dierks Bentley. Dierks, good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you, man.
How's it going?
It's going great, man. It's going
now,
really good.
You have had one heck of a year. You have been opening for George Strait and some other country greats, but now you're out on your own traveling and performing on your own.
Yeah, it's been great. You know, we started this year off. We had a show actually up in New York not too long ago, but since then we've played everywhere across the country, including Canada, it seems like, and it's going great just out there trying to make some new fans and play the best shows we can every night.
We don't want to give anything away, and you're as soon as this is done, you're heading down to Orlando to perform down there in Kissimmee. Why did you want to be part of our Lend a Hand tour today?
Yeah, well, without giving too much away, it's just such a great opportunity that I couldn't pass up. I mean, what you guys are doing is something that I had when I was growing up, what we're doing here, and it was such a helpful way to not be distracted by all the different things that go on in the world today. It's just going to be so great for these kids to have what you guys are delivering.
Well, we can, and you're going to give us a little performance, too.
Yeah,
so
we're going to play a little bit.
All right, Dierks Bentley, thanks so much. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
On the Oregon coast, dry conditions and fair skies as well, as you can see from our sky cam out at Pacific City. That camera, of course, sitting up on top of the inn at Cape Towanda. Now, we do have another storm, but this next system is right here, everybody, and it's dropping down to the south of us, not moving into northwestern Oregon or southwestern Washington. Hence, the main push of precipitation will be down to the south today and tomorrow into parts of southern Oregon and northern California. High temperature today, 58 degrees.
And we'll reveal our charity in the next half hour. Matt?
All right, Al, look forward to that. Thank you very much. And up next, some of the faculty of Virginia Tech remember their fallen colleagues. But first, these messages.
Want bigger, more beautiful potted plants? Miracle Grow makes it easy with moisture control potting mix. Watch. The soil is so amazing, it actually stores water, only releasing it when plants need it, taking the guesswork out of watering. Plus, there's Miracle Grow plant food mixed right in that feeds for 3 months. So plants grow twice as big. Easy and amazing. Want it big? Want it beautiful? Make it Miracle Grow.
Chase Freedom. It feels like no other credit card in the world. And it works like no other card, too. Feel free to choose cash back. And then change to points. And then change again, all with the same card and without losing a thing. That's freedom. Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
Oh, listen up, everybody. The easy button now gets us 10% back on the things we use the most.
Hair gel?
No.
Introducing the new Staples Rewards program. It's free, and you get 10% back on ink, paper, and copies to spend at Staples. That was easy.
We need space.
But we'd like something with a little atmosphere.
At Remax.com, you can see all the listings in thousands of cities and towns. Visit Remax.com today.
If you don't agree that Simply Orange tastes as fresh as biting into a juicy orange, we'll give you a package of our competition. That's the Orange Bag Guarantee. Simply Orange. Simply unfooled around with.
Who can turn the world on with a smile? Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile? Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement you show, love is all around, no need to waste it.
Talbots, this is classic.
Feet not ready for sandals? Get there with new Olay Thermal Pedicure. It heats up with water and polishes away dry skin for sandal-ready feet in 1 week. New Olay Thermal Pedicure.
Boom, 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 boom. For a generation that questioned everything, answers. Boom, 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 boom. For a generation that invented the information age, information. Boom, 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 boom. For a generation that defied gravity, a new place to land. Welcome to Boomertown with an E.com, the destination for a generation. Boom, 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 boom.
It's the Stainmaster Flooring Fashion Premiere, featuring the latest looks in high-fashion flooring from Stainmaster Carpet. Gorgeous new patterns, stunning new colors, luxurious styles to transform any room. Bring the enduring beauty of Stainmaster Carpet to your home during the Stainmaster Flooring Fashion Premiere. Stainmaster Carpet, always stylish, always beautiful. For a retailer near you, visit stainmaster.com.
I recharge when I Unisom.
I restore when I Unisom. Unisom is clinically proven to help you fall asleep faster, sleep longer, and wake refreshed every time. To naturally
recharge,
restore,
refresh you.
For sleep that restores, I Unisom.
And back now at 8:12. 5 faculty members at Virginia Tech were gunned down that terrible Monday morning. 2 of them instructors in the school's close-knit foreign language department. And while the grief is unbearable, those left behind are celebrating the language teachers' lives and their love of learning with scholarships in their honor. NBC's Peter Alexander has their story. Peter, good morning to you.
Meredith, good morning to you. These 2 instructors were clearly beloved and admired on this campus. Jocelyne Couture-Nowak taught French. She loved the outdoors, she loved dancing, and she loved her native Canada. She is survived by her husband, who is a department chair here at Virginia Tech, and by 3 children. Jamie Bishop taught German alongside his wife. He was also a dedicated and talented artist. And while their immediate families, of course, are grieving in private right now, members of their on-campus family wanted to speak to us and share some of their memories.
Did it sink in? Is it sinking in?
Going through Jocelyne's photo albums last night as I was looking for pictures of her, I looked at 17 years of photos in an hour and a half. And I admired the life she lived. I admired her love of gardening. I admired her love of nature. the hikes she took, her embracing of all her family, the extended, not just her own offspring. I loved her zeal, her verve, her unbelievable smile.
They shouldn't have been there. It was almost random that they were in that place and that this happened to them on that day. Joscelyn, you've spoken to me about her. We saw her smile as she stood in this gorgeous place with just this grin that was contagious.
Mary and I have the same primary image of Joscelyn, which is as we are dragging in bleary-eyed early in the morning, coffee in tow, Joscelyn is there with her dazzling smile, bonjour, and full of energy. She is a force of life. When you meet her, she's dazzling.
As we look at the photo, his glasses, his smile, his long hair, this was Jamie.
Yes. Yeah. He was a little, crazy wouldn't be right, but he was very creative, very creative. He's an artist. He was interested in music, photography.
When I think of Jamie, besides this incredibly artistic, creative, productive force, I think of someone who was incredibly caring.
We spoke about his passion for art, his photos, his paintings. What did art mean to him?
I'm really coming to realize that art was, in a way, it was more than a passion. It was almost, I think, an ideology for him. I think he saw it, it was a way not just to look at the world, but to make a difference in the world.
He donated his hair to Locks of Love.
And that's entirely typical of him. I think if there were anything else he could have donated, he would have done that as well.
With the scholarships you guys are setting up, the desire is that their legacy is not lost. Their desire was to affect people's lives, and your hope is that in their names you'll continue that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What better way to honor them than to give them the chance to continue teaching, even after they've gone on and can't be in the classroom directly. They loved their students.
These are two people you dream of having in your life.
Yeah.
We were so fortunate. Truly.
I use the past tense because they're present. We'll just keep them present.
Joscelyn Couture-Nowak and Jamie Bishop, in the words of their friends, professors here on campus. I spoke to one of those professors this morning who said they wanted us to make sure it was noted that they recorded this interview before the gunman's manifesto was aired. They want the focus to be on the people they loved and not on the killer. As for those scholarships, they will be made available every year to German and French majors on campus. It is, of course, a moving tribute to two people who, as you've seen, obviously cared so much about this community and about teaching. Meredith?
Two very special people. Peter Alexander, thank you very much, and we will keep it in the present tense. If you'd like more information about the scholarship funds established to celebrate the fallen professor's love of languages, you can find it on our website, todayshow.com. And we're back right after this.
Frustrating, like a mystery I couldn't solve. Night after night, strange sensations in my legs kept me from falling asleep. So I had to get up and move when all I wanted to do was rest. I had restless leg syndrome. My doctor confirmed it. He said with restless leg syndrome, the symptoms usually get worse at night or in the evening when it's time to relax. And then he said something else. Requip. He said Requip would help relieve those RLS symptoms that kept me from getting to sleep. He told me what to watch for, that Requip may cause you to fall asleep or feel very sleepy during normal activities such as driving, or to faint or feel dizzy when you stand up. Tell your doctor if you experience these problems, or if you drink alcohol, or are taking medicines that make you drowsy. Side effects include nausea, drowsiness, vomiting, and dizziness. Most patients were not bothered enough to stop taking Requip. Thanks to Requip, the RLS mystery is not keeping me up anymore. Ask your doctor if Requip can help put your RLS to rest.
I just don't find you attractive anymore.
Not in front of the neighbors. You really let yourself go.
Fall back in love with your house. Get a home equity loan now at lendingtree.com.
Of uncertainty, I want to be in the warm heart of your love and mine. To feel you all around me and to take your hand along the sand. I bet I may as well try and catch the wind.
Capturing the wind and putting it to good use. Wind energy from GE. Some of the cleanest renewable energy on Earth.
Those shoes have you written all over them. Do your glasses? Find the groovy, smooth, flirty, make you feel like $1,000,000 glasses. Find the glasses that fit you. Lens Crafters. Open your eyes.
This guy used to keep a lot of pain relievers. He had one for belly flops. He had another one for back flips. Until he went all Advil. Now Advil's his every pain reliever, because it works wherever he hurts. Shouldn't you be all Advil?
It could all start with your pet and just one flea. Before you know it, one becomes 2, then 10, then hundreds, even thousands, infesting not only your pet, but also your carpet, your bed, even you. To protect your pet and home from fleas, ask for Frontline Plus. Just one dose kills fleas and ticks fast. It's the one that's waterproof, and it lasts all month long. Don't let one flea become a big problem. Ask for the brand that vets and pets count on most. For dogs and cats, it's the vet's #1 choice, Frontline Plus.
If we were all the same, we'd all age the same way.
But we don't.
Aveeno introduces its first anti-aging serum that actually self-adjusts to your unique skin. New Positively Ageless is clinically proven to reveal healthy, younger-looking skin. With a natural shiitake complex, it accelerates your skin cell renewal process. In a clinical study, women saw reduced lines and wrinkles in just 4 weeks.
It worked for me.
It'll work for you. New Positively Ageless, only from Aveeno, the leader in active naturals.
Back now at 8:21, the massacre at Virginia Tech is a wake-up call for parents of college students and the professors who work with them. College can be a very stressful time, and a stunning number of students battle with depression and other kinds of mental illness. It's been just 3 days since we all witnessed the horror of what happened at Virginia Tech. Although some details about the lone gunman, Cho Seung-Hui, are emerging, there are many others still to come. One question that many people are asking themselves is, how could this happen despite some warning signs recognized by a former professor?
I've been teaching for 22 years, and I realized that this was a student, one of the most disturbed students I've ever seen.
Although most stories don't end up as tragically as what happened at Virginia Tech, there are countless others about college students who are severely depressed and in some cases suicidal.
It does feel like sometimes just everything is piling on you, and you feel if you don't get it done, you're going to be a failure.
Everybody in college gets to the point every once in a while where they are so overwhelmed with work that it doesn't really seem manageable anymore.
According to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, suicide is the second leading cause of death among college students, with roughly 1,100 each year. Donna Satow's son, Jed, just 20 years old, a sophomore in college, became part of those statistics.
He seemed to be engaged in school and doing well, and came home for Christmas vacation. Had a breakup with a girlfriend, and I took his life.
His parents didn't see the signs.
I think that you begin to build a picture, and certain things stand out that maybe in normal course of life don't seem so unusual. But as I say, later on, when you look back, you begin to say, oh my goodness, why didn't I know that was a sign?
The Satows have since started an organization called the Jed Foundation in an effort to bring awareness to the issue of mental illness in universities nationwide.
Having a mental illness is just like any other illness, and it's treatable, and certainly suicide is preventable. And that's basically what we've devoted our lives to making sure that this kind of occurrence stops.
Dr. Nancy Snyderman is NBC's chief medical editor. Nancy, good morning to you.
Hi, Matt.
Let's just say right off the bat, this Cho Sung-wi was way beyond depressed, okay? He was psychotic, all right? But let's talk about, is this a problem that college students are having because of the stress of college, or is it something that's going on in the minds and the bodies of 18 to 25-year-olds?
A little bit of both. This is the first time that a lot of kids who are number one in their class arrived at college only to meet 3 other kids who are number one in their class. And there was an astonishing report out in 2006. Over 90,000 students were surveyed. 50% admitted that they had been depressed. 93% admitted that they had been overwhelmed. And part of that goes back to the aspect of the teenage brain. We send our kids off to college. They look like adults. We treat them like adults. But the frontal lobe that allows emotion and regulation of how you behave in public, all that part that matures is not mature. So for some kids, it's the first time away from home. They're overwhelmed. And then we have set up this ridiculous, I think, privacy issue that pits schools against students, against parents, and sometimes these kids fall through the cracks.
You mean privacy in that sometimes there's no right of anyone to get hold of the records, the mental health records of these students, unless they've signed some kind of a form beforehand.
Yeah, and this happened. I found this out the hard way with my sophomore in college who got really blue last year. In 1974, there was federal legislation that said a student's records, including grades, cannot be shared with parents. So if your child sees a mental health person, I understand the right to privacy for the doctor-patient aspect.
Right.
But if your child's in crisis, you might not get notified. And if the school does notify you,
exactly,
the student can sue the school. So at some point, we have to have a whole different discussion in this country.
All right, Nancy, thanks very much. For more information, go to our website at todayshow.com. We're back after your look.
Marion's has more than just carpet.
Marion's has tons of hardwood, area rugs, tile, you name it. And the prices, they're the best.
All hardwood flooring on sale now.
Low price guarantee, express installation, dial 503 Carpets.
It's Kohl's 2-day mega sale. 2 days of mega shopping this Friday and Saturday only. Plus, power hours. Night Owl save extra Friday. Early Bird save extra Saturday. Explore the store and get all Mrs. Lee and Gloria Vanderbilt capris for $17.99. Bras are just $14.99. Save 55% on juniors knit tops and 55 to 60% on men's suit separates, sport coats, and blazers. Plus, get an extra 15% off all kitchen electrics. Already 10 to 50% off. Don't miss Kohl's 2-day mega sale. Kohl's. Expect great things.
It's the Dick Hanna Auto Mall. Over 2,600 vehicles, easily the largest inventory in the Pacific Northwest. 2,600 cars on 26 acres, so wear comfortable shoes. The Dick Hanna Auto Mall, where our goal is to simply sell for less.
ShilohInns.com, affordable excellence.
From Northwest News Channel 8, this is Breaking News.
And good morning, everybody. I'm Russ Lewis along with James Ray. Portland police telling us right now that an injury crash involving a motorcycle and 2 pedestrians is forcing the closure of North Interstate Avenue. Lynn Masterson is keeping a close watch on this for us. And Lynn, this is also affecting Max riders this morning, correct?
Yes, it is. In fact, the spokesperson for TriMet has already told us to expect significant delays for Max riders who generally use the yellow line. They do have a bus shuttle in place between Killingsworth and the Rose Quarter Transit Center, but because it's shuttle buses that they're using, those buses are caught up in the congestion and the vehicular traffic associated with this closure. Lots of extra traffic on Greeley. That's a major alternate, as well as Vancouver and Williams over to the east of I-5. There's the tie-up on I-5 South. That extends through Delta Park, Jansen Beach, all the way to that Going exit. Going is lined up trying to get over to that closed intersection as well. Let's get to Dave Selesky.
Thanks much, Lynn. Partly cloudy skies for the rest of the morning. Some fog patches still burning off. Partly cloudy skies for tonight. The fog will reform. Our daytime high today is going to reach up to 58 degrees. Tonight's low, 39. Tomorrow, 61. You're watching Northwest News Channel 8.
It's the first and only time I'm ever doing this on television.
Oprah does improv with Jason Alexander and David Allen Greer.
Then Simon Cowell and the American Idol finalists. Next Oprah.
Today at 4 on News Channel 8. Cooney BMW, your home for Oregon's best selection of BMWs and award-winning customer service. Lease the all-new BMW X3 for just $349 per month for 24 months. Performance has a new address. Cooney BMW, corner Highway 217 and Canyon Road.
Now through Tuesday, it's buy one, get one free days at Wix. Enjoy this inviting sofa and love seat for just $10.99. Get the cocktail table and 2 side tables free. Buy this 4-piece bedroom suite, only $9.99. Get the queen bed free. Choose this stylish microfiber sofa, just $6.99. Get the love seat free. Pick this 5-piece elegant dining room, now only $7.99. Get the 2 side chairs free. Plus, enjoy your furniture payment free till July 2008. So spring into Wix during buy one, get one free days. Sale ends Tuesday.
Go Wireless.
It's LG Family Days at Go Wireless, Oregon's largest Verizon Wireless premium retailer. For a limited time, trade in your old cell phone for instant store credit towards any LG product. Go Wireless now with the LG 8300 for only $49.99 and get up to 4 LG 5300s free.
Go Wireless. Go Wireless.
Experience wireless at its best.
Go Wireless.
A walk through Pental granite and marble is like a stroll through an art gallery. Explore an endless selection of gorgeous stones on display from around the world. You make the decision. Your stone fabricator or design center will make the purchase. Visit Pental Granite and Marble in Portland.
Tonight, Jay's All New with Jack Black, Olympian Michael Phelps, and Ross the Intern at the CMT Awards.
There we go. Yeah.
Then on Conan, Megan Mullally, tonight on NBC.
Back now at 8:30 on a Thursday morning. It's the 19th day of April, 2007. Not such great weather here in the Northeast. Kind of overcast, maybe a little drizzle in the air. Temperatures in the 40s, but another great springtime crowd out on the plaza this morning. We thank them for stopping by. You know, we've been down in Virginia for a couple of days. Al's been on the road, so they haven't gotten a lot of FaceTime. We're trying to rectify that a little bit.
It's actually nice to see some happiness. And
it is. It's good for us, isn't it? We could use the break. By the way, Al is he's in Nashville, Tennessee this morning, the country music capital of the world. He's about to open up the back of that truck that he likes to drive around on and spread some cheer down there. So we'll find out more about that coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Instead of move that truck, it's open that truck.
Right.
We'll find out what's in there. Also, you know how your mom always says to eat your fruits, right? And you'll be healthy. But we're going to tell you why you should, how much fruit you should have in your diet every day, actually more than you thought, and why it's a good idea to try some of the more exotic kinds of fruits like papaya, persimmon.
I love that.
I do too. Well, I love mango. I like to say mango.
I love a good mango, but sometimes they're hard ones.
No, I like a bad mango, actually.
You like an unripe peach, don't you? Also, late last night, did you get a feeling at home, even if you were asleep, that the air just got kind of sucked out of the room? It was probably the moment when Sanjaya got voted off American Idol. We had cheers that Sanjaya got voted off. I can't believe that. Actually, it came as the end of the road, his final song. Let's give him something to talk about. And then he kind of ad-libbed a line other than hair. We're going to have more on that in just a little while. You know, I'm not going to say what I was going to say because he's probably going to be here tomorrow.
No, but he added so much to the show. He added a lot of energy and fun, and he's a good kid.
And so much to the late night comics.
Them too. Well, they have to get paid.
Before we go any further, let's go back down to Nashville, Tennessee. Al's lending a hand today. He's got the familiar yellow Penske truck behind him. Al?
That's right, Matt. It is loaded, and we're going to open this up and show you just what's inside and the charity that we're going to be honoring today. But first, let's take a look at your weather, see what's going on. I'm going to show you that basically we're expecting some fairly mild weather, especially up in the plains. But everywhere else, the eastern half and the western half of the country, colder than usual for the day. In fact, take a look at some of the afternoon highs. New York City today, we're going to see temperatures only in the 50s. It's going to finally warm up. In fact, only the 40s for the most part. 70s and 80s as you work your way through southern Texas on into the southwest, 60s in the Pacific Northwest, 80s in southern Florida, and 50s around the Great Lakes. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
On the Oregon coast, our sky cam out at Newport at the Embarcadero is showing partly cloudy skies, a little bit of sunshine and some clouds. Most importantly, dry weather right now. And I think it's going to stay dry throughout the entire day. Higher pressure building in. We are seeing some rain showers south part of the coast and moving into parts of Northern California. But as high pressure builds in this afternoon, partly cloudy. Tonight, some fog forming up, and then partly cloudy skies tomorrow. Our high today, though, 58 degrees.
All right, that's your latest weather. Now let's head on down to Washington, D.C. and say hello to a man who taught Merle Haggard how to sing, Willard Scott.
I like Mel Tillis myself. Listen, why don't you get some Goo Goo candy bars while you're down there, and the whole world will love you for it. So there, love Nashville.
I will bring you some Goo Goo clusters.
Got Supremes. Happy birthday from Smuckers. How sweet it is. On this Thursday morning, where it's finally going to warm up here in your nation's capital. Take a look at the lovely Edna Parker, Shelbyville, Indiana, 114. I get all choked up. One of the oldest living people in the country and one of the second oldest in the world, we believe. Retired school teacher, enjoys reciting poems, wakes up at 2 o'clock every morning and eats pudding and chats with the nurses. How's that? I'll eat the pudding and talk to the nurses. Preston Root, Gene Shallot's hometown, Morristown, New Jersey. 101 years old, retired life insurance salesman involved in community services at his church, attributes good fortune to keeping a smile on his face and trying to learn something new every day. Well, that would be me. Joe and Dolly Vaughn, High Point, North Carolina, furniture capital of the universe. 75 years they've been married. She's 94, he's 94, and she's a young thing of 90. They grew up next door to each other, never dated anybody else, eloped as teenagers, and they're still in love. Isn't that sweet? Happy birthday. Francis Bella, Syracuse, New York, 105, born in Sicily. Came to the U.S. at age 20, worked until age 72, healthy, takes no medication, loves young people, and always has a smile on her face. Take a look at Viola Hunt. Bloomington, Minnesota, 100 years old, went back to high school and graduated at age 78. Yeah, I was one of those students. Breast cancer, hey, get this, survivor for 20 years. Now, that's beautiful. Loves crafts, picnics, and summertime walks, and she wants to live to be 110. I'll bet she makes it. Edith Jones, Lapeer, Michigan, 102. Taught in a one-room schoolhouse, lives independently, does her own cooking. Happy birthday, Catherine. I love that. Kay Fisher, Houston, Texas, 100 years old, wonderful woman, adored by everybody, still very active, sharp as a tack. Family is very important to her, and that's it. And our love, and I haven't been on the air since Virginia Tech. I went to a game there one time. Most polite student body, cleanest campus, beautiful. God bless all of you down there. That is just tragic. Now back to Maryland.
You're absolutely right, Willard. Wonderful, wonderful student body, terrific teachers, very tightly knit community, and they will get through this. Go Hokies, as they say. Willard, thank you. And up next, Al Lenz A. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Reinvent your home style at the Northwest Home Show starting April 20th at the Oregon Convention Center. See the latest outdoor styling ideas from Pier 1, Crate and Barrel, and Kitchen Caboodle. Shop for everything home, garden, and design in one place. Discount admission coupons at all A-Boy stores.
Jim Switzel's here with tons of merchandise on the books. We're launching an inventory tax clearance sale with 30% off all remaining warehouse and showroom inventory. Furnish with style and finish on budget at Switzel's Furniture in Delta Park. Talk with you next time. Jim Switzel's here with tons of merchandise on the books. We're launching an inventory tax clearance sale with 30% off all remaining warehouse and showroom inventory. Furnish with style and finish on budget at Switzel's Furniture in Delta Park. Talk with you next time.
Want to know why you should think of Town & Country Chevrolet this spring? It's because Tahoes and Suburbans are $9,000 off MSRP, and Silverado Z71s are $27,988. And after your trade-in bonus, it's $26,988. You'll clearly see the savings on every Chevrolet. So great prices, selection, and service are reasons why T&C should be first on your list. It's an American revolution at the spring clearance at Town & Country Chevrolet in Milwaukee. Drive home happy.
Critics and audiences across the country are raving about The Namesake, an epic love story in the tradition of Dr. Zhivago and Out of Africa that's destined to become a classic. It spans continents and generations, beautiful and profoundly moving. Every day has been a gift. Glory on a huge, colorful canvas. 4 stars.
For the first time in my life, I actually feel free.
The Namesake, rated PG-13, now playing in select theaters everywhere tomorrow.
Reinvent your home style at the Northwest Home Show starting April 20th at the Oregon Convention Center. Make your dreams come true. Enter to win a $10,000 luxury shopping spree from A-Boy. Shop for everything home, garden, and design in one place. Discount admission coupons at all A-Boy stores.
Somebody
As we've noted all morning, Al is on a week-long lend-a-hand goodwill mission all across the country. And this morning he's landed in Nashville, Tennessee, and he's about to reveal the charity that he is helping out today, complete with that cool animation and that yellow truck. Al, good morning again.
Hey, good morning, Matt. Thanks a lot. Yes, Lend a Hand today has now landed in Nashville, Tennessee. It's also known as the music capital of the world as far as many people here are concerned when it comes to country music. It is Music City, USA. So it's very fitting that our charity is a school that started serving kids and helping them learn about music 20 years ago. We're talking about the W.O. Smith Community Music School. On any given day, kids ages 7 to 18 come to the W.O. Smith School of Music to take lessons on instruments ranging from the piano to the trumpet to the cello.
Good work on that one. Excellent job.
Taught by musicians that make up the abundant Nashville music scene, the 100-member faculty is entirely voluntary.
See? Oh, that's good.
Allowing the school to offer professional instruction for just 50 cents per lesson. Just a few miles from the fanfare of Nashville's country music scene, the school is housed in the inner city, offering instruction to kids who don't have the means to afford private lessons or instruments.
If no one did this thing, did I reach my heart's content?
Jonah Rabinowitz, the director of the school, also serves as bus driver.
We want to make sure that funds are never a reason for them not to be able to take lessons.
While their talents vary, all the kids come with one thing in common, a passion for music.
Good, now start this. I like coming here because it's a warm place to be, and playing the flute gives me a warm feeling. I play the drums because I like to make noise. I like to play very loud and like make a lot of noise, kind of make it sound kind of rocky.
When I'm performing, it makes me feel great. Awesome.
4.
Music education really provides for many of these students the opportunity to learn how to persevere, to stay with something for a long period of time, to stick with it.
And the opportunity to learn that no matter what they face, life, accompanied by music, is always sweeter. And these are some of the students from the W.O. Smith Music School. Are you ready to see what's in the truck? Ladies and gentlemen, we set a record, $106,000 worth of merchandise. All right, I think they're a little excited. From the Gibson Foundation, 2 upright pianos, 3 basket bass guitars, 6 electric guitars, amps, mandolins, banjos. From Nike, 400 crimson hoodies, 400 black backpacks. From Columbia Sportswear, 400 thermal lunch boxes, 400 fleece jackets, 400 wallets. From our friends at Office Depot, lots of office supplies, laptops, monitors, a year's worth of office supplies, basically. And from our friends at Sara Lee, 400 individually wrapped bagels and muffins. Let me bring in the director of the W.O. Smith School, Jonah Rabinowitz, and Assistant Director Lynn Adelman. Good morning.
Good morning.
You guys look like you're stunned.
Oh, we are.
I can't believe it.
The bagels. Are there Post-it notes in there? We're out.
Yes, there is. Our friends at Office.
It's unbelievable.
We've never seen anything like it.
From Gibson, the Gibson Foundation, donating the guitars, the pianos.
You know, what we get is guitars that people find in their closets that they don't play anymore. Our kids never get the new stuff.
Crying.
These kids are great. We love these kids, and they deserve this, and we are so happy you're here. Thank you.
This is going to make a big difference in a lot of children's lives.
How important is music for kids?
You know, there's a lot of people out there who like to think that music makes kids smarter, makes them better at math, but the one thing I know is our kids graduate from school, they go to college, they become productive citizens, and we know that we have something to do with that, and so It just makes us so happy to know that we can provide it. Oh, they're ecstatic.
Well, it is our honor and privilege.
Thank you so much.
From lend a hand today.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty.
There's a piano?
There's a piano.
There's a piano.
Two upright pianos.
Two upright pianos? Oh, my gosh.
Matt Meredith, oh, you're welcome, my friend. All right. Matt Meredith, back to you guys.
Hugging his way across the country.
He's a good hugger.
He really
so are
is.
they.
Nice job, nice surprise, Al. Way to go, and congrats to those kids and the people who run that school. Up next, ever wonder what fruits are good for you and why they are so good? We've got the answer, but first, this is Today on NBC.
The new Movin' 107.5 makes you feel good.
The new glamour is bold. It surrounds you in luxury, in a style that is timeless. Introducing Modern Glamour by Ethan Allen. Classic design, modern perspective.
Hi, this is John for Dickhanna.com, your virtual auto dealership where you can shop over 3,000 new and pre-owned vehicles online. Dickhanna.com is open 24/7 with all the info you need to make an informed decision. Prices, trade-in values, virtual test drives. You can even apply for a loan. And only Dick Hanna has the exclusive Customers for Life program with tires, car washes, rental cars for life, and more. Heck, you can even shop in your pajamas. It's all online 24/7 at Dickhanna.com. Click, buy, and save at Dickhanna.com.
Beginning April 20th, Legend Homes is giving you the opportunity to win your ultimate address. It's the Ultimate Home Giveaway, presented by Legend Homes. Don't miss an opportunity of a lifetime to crack the code to a safe containing the key to this Legend home valued at over $500,000. It's the Ultimate Home Giveaway, presented by Legend Homes. Entries are available at legendhomes.com, so log on now for your chance to win big.
Let's get it started. Party like it's 19. Never gonna get it.
The wild side. The new Movin' 107.5 makes you feel good.
Fruitcakes in the kitchen. Today's Natural Beauty is brought to you by Aveeno Facial Care. Discover nature's secret for ageless beauty.
This morning on our new feature, Today's Natural Beauty, we are all about fruit. Everyone knows that it is good for you, but do you ever get bored with the same old apples and pears? Well, there is a whole new world of exotic fruits out there that can brighten your plate, boost your immune system, even make your skin healthier. And Madeline Fernstrom is today's diet and nutrition editor and iVillage contributor, and she's here with all the information about fruit. Nice to see you, Madeline.
Nice to see you,
First of all,
Meredith.
Mom always said eat your fruit and vegetables. Why is fruit so important in your diet?
You know, fruit is important because it's the perfect carbohydrate. It's high in water, high in fiber, chock full of vitamins, and these newer things called phytochemicals. It's the stuff that makes the fruits and vegetables colorful. And these have special actions in the bodies. They're not nutrients, they're not vitamins, but they work on every body system and affect everything from heart health to immune system. But looking at this to prevent illness and promote overall health is really important. So you want to keep that intake up.
I always heard that you're supposed to get between like 4 and 5 portions of fruit a day, but actually it's more?
Well, Americans have a really tough time even getting 5. That's really a goal. But newer information of looking at health promotion is that 7 to 9 servings is optimal. But I think we really need, for most of us, to stick with how do you get 5 in a day.
And when we say a serving, that is what? What
a serving is about the size of a baseball or a tennis ball, or about a half a cup of chopped up fruit. So
Yes.
it's something that, we see a lot of these supersized fruits in the markets, and some of those can be 2 or 3 servings. So, it's not too hard to get 5.
Okay, let's look at what you brought, because you broke it down to help us into colors, essentially, starting with your reds and your purples.
Right. Having some colorful fruits is the best way to pick. In the reds and blues and purples, and we don't need to separate them further, we can have some of the old favorites like raspberries and blueberries, but new newer things like pomegranates or acai, which many of us think is
What is that?
That's just, it's another deep, dark berry. This is a group that contains a lot of the flavonols, that compound that works on a lot of different body systems. But most importantly is to look for red and blue and purple. Whether you have it in a concentrated juice, low in sugar or not, doesn't matter.
Okay, next up you have your orange and your yellow.
Right, yellow-orange, that's the group called carotenoids. Many of us have heard of those for eye health. But in addition to that, they are chock full of nutrients that, again, are going to be the exotic ones that are more tropical, like papaya, or in the front, the star fruit that looks like a star. If you're not too experimental, you can use oranges, but many of us are familiar with cantaloupes and mangoes. You can chop it up and make a salad. You can also just add a star fruit to some tea, or you can use it even in a green salad to doll it up.
But that has different nutritional value than the blues and the purples and the reds?
Right. When you look at these phytochemicals, the things that give the colors have different actions in the body. They're all important to good health. So don't pick and choose based on what nutrient you think is in the fruit. Just have all of them, because a colorful plate is going to give you all the complete nutrition that you need.
Now, you've separated out the greens, which you normally think about in terms of vegetables. But there are a lot of green fruits.
Well, a lot of people don't like vegetables. I hear all the time, I don't want green vegetables. Well, the green fruits are going to have very similar chemical nutrients that affect the body. Green apples or grapes or kiwis. These are a little more unusual, but you can get most of these in any supermarket. And a lot of times the cost, people say it's so expensive. Well, you know, shop seasonally, look for some specials, but you can always get the fundamentals that may be, you know, a little more boring to you, but still are going to give you the same nutrient
And what are you getting
content.
out of the green that you're not getting out of the others?
This is a group that are called phenolic compounds. It's a different compound that makes them green and affects different body systems. But they're all interchangeable, affect different ways, and they're really good for health promotion.
And finally, dried fruit, which I've always thought of as so, I guess, sugary, right? Ultimately, a little bit of this goes a long way.
Well, you know, with dried fruit, you're right, because they taste sweeter because all the water is taken out. They have the same nutrients. They come in a lot of colors, whether you have dried cranberries or dried cherries. These apricots in the front look a little gnarly, but again, they're not. These are really natural.
Gnarly.
They have no sulfur in them, no preservatives, and they have a wonderful taste. This is really nature's candy. You can get the same color, but really watch the portions because they can add up to the calories really quickly.
Okay, and very quickly, if you only like green grapes, better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
Okay, Madeline Fernstrom, thank you so much. And if you'd like to read Madeline's blog about all of this and a lot more, just go to our website, todayshow.com, and join the iVillage community. Up next, from fruits to flowers, some of the most beautiful in the world. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Marion's has more than just carpet.
Marion's has tons of hardwood, area rugs, tile, you name it.
And the prices, they're the best. All hardwood flooring on sale now.
Low price guarantee, express installation, dial 503 Carpets.
Why do you trust Oil Can Henry's?
Because changing my own oil is a hassle.
No waiting rooms. We get to relax in the car.
Because
They're friendly and convenient.
Because
There's one handy wherever we go.
Oh, because they use Castrol Syntec motor oil with a unique and proprietary formula that reduces harmful deposit formation to help my vehicle maintain maximum horsepower.
Oil Can Henry's, the one you can trust.
Only at Dania. Showrooms that will inspire you. Style that's functional and affordable. A wide selection ready for delivery. Create a home as unique as you are. You'll find Dania in Portland and Beaverton. Or visit us online at daniafurniture.com.
Gresham Subaru is the big Subaru dealer. Right now, during the all-wheel deal sales event, get an 07 Subaru Outback 2.5i for just $19,988 after $750 rebate and $3,123 GS discount. Only at Gresham Subaru, 1925 East Powell and Gresham.
I saw my two blue orchids.
Mayflowers are in bloom a little early in New York City because the 27th International Orchid Show is here in Rockefeller Center. and there are beautiful orchids from all around the world. David Horak is the president of the Greater New York Orchid Society. David, good to see you.
Good to see you again,
Nice
Matt.
to have you back. So how big a deal is this for orchid lovers?
Oh, this is a huge thing. Of course, it's one of the premier shows in the country, and this is such a great opportunity to be here in Rock Center with Fishman Spire.
A lot of people hear orchids. They go, how many kinds of orchids can there be? How many varieties are there?
Well, we have about 20 to 30,000 orchid species, and then another 120,000 hybrids. So there's something for everybody.
You're handing out 26 different trophies at this year's show. What do you have to do to win one of these trophies? What are the categories?
Well, we have about 200 different classes, so you're not comparing apples and oranges to each other. So we have so much competition, and the various categories range from big showy things to little miniatures and the range.
For the first time, I think, in a while that we've done this with you, you actually already have the grand champion of this year's show. Tell me about that particular orchid and why it won.
Oh, it's a fabulous thing. The species is from New Guinea. It's called Dendrobium smilii, and it was grown by a Hawaiian grower.
Dendrobium smilii?
Yeah, a Hawaiian grower by the name of Les Kawamoto, and it's just a well-grown specimen. It's just huge, just a beautiful, unusual species.
Now, does this award make that guy kind of a rock star in the orchid industry now?
Here in New York, he's a pretty popular guy.
You know, the show's great for us here in Rockefeller Center because it just adds a lot of beauty to our surroundings. Can the public, I know the show runs till Sunday, can the public come in, can you buy these?
Oh, yes, there's thousands, probably 50 to 75,000 orchids for sale down in our sales area. I mean, we've got something for everybody.
And they range in price from very affordable to kind of crazy, right?
You've got it exactly right. Probably from about $20 on up to hundreds.
Well, David Horak, again, the Orchid Show in Rockefeller Center. We always look forward to this time of year.
Well, it's a wonderful event for us, and we're really pleased to be here.
All right, great. We're back in a moment with more of Today on a Thursday morning, right after these messages.
Dateline Sunday, 2 real-life mysteries. First, a young mother found face down in a watery grave. Now her husband's fate is in the hands of the court. Then, when a big city writer is murdered in a small town, everybody becomes suspect. Who killed Krista? Dateline Sunday, NBC 7/6 Central.
Now through Tuesday, it's buy one, get one free days at Wix. Enjoy this inviting sofa and love seat for just $10.99. Get the cocktail table and 2 side tables free. Buy this 4-piece bedroom suite, only $9.99. Get the queen bed free. Choose this stylish microfiber sofa, just $6.99. Get the love seat free. Pick this 5-piece elegant dining room, now only $7.99. Get the 2 side chairs free. Plus, enjoy your furniture payment free till July 2008. So spring into Wix during buy one, get one free days. Sale ends Tuesday.
97.1 Charlie FM. We play everything.
From Northwest News Channel 8, this is breaking news.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Russ Lewis along with James Ray. And within the last just few minutes, News Channel 8's obtained this video of a motorcycle crash on North Interstate and Going. That's where Portland police say a motorcyclist disobeyed a red traffic light and hit a couple of pedestrians. Let's go to Lynn Masterson here. This is impacting a lot of drivers and Max riders, right, Lynn?
Indeed, both. We do have just one lane getting through on North Going, westbound. That's from I-5 over towards Swan Island. Huge backup back toward I-5. We still have delays on I-5 both ways trying to approach the Going exit with that. Plus, the yellow line completely shut down. They're shuttling passengers at this point on the Max line. So that's created quite the tie-up, significant delays as you try to work your way to the Rose Quarter Transit Center if you generally use that line. Let's get to the forecast. Here's Dave.
Thank you, Lynn. We do have partly cloudy skies in the forecast. Last the fog patches right now burning up in the metropolitan area. Winds will be light throughout the day. Dry, partly cloudy skies for this evening. Light and variable winds. Today's high temperature is going to reach up to about 58 degrees. Tonight with the breaks in the overcast, kind of cool. 39 at the airport. Colder in some of the outlying areas. Then tomorrow on Friday, mostly sunny skies and 61 degrees. Enjoyed because rain's back just in time for the weekend. Russ and James.
Okay, Dave, thanks. Stay with News Channel 8. Another local news update here in 25 minutes. We'll let you know what's happening on that situation in North Portland. For James Ray, I'm Russ Lewis. Have a good day.
I'm always amazed by the versatility of the percussion section in the symphony. I've heard things like sirens, whistles, vacuum cleaners, sheets of metal hanging from the ceiling.
Zip here. Everyone wants a little zip in their car, right? So I made these. Now I can hang out with you always. Cool, huh? Oh, shut up.
Always Alan Webb.
Buy from Alan Webb and put zip in your car.
Saving you money.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Paulsbo RV's 3-day sale. You'll only pay dealer cost on selected RVs. For example, an 07 Winnebago Access. Dealer cost only $382 a month. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only at Paulsbo RV.
Zip here. Everyone wants a little zip in their car, right? So I made these. Now I can hang out with you always. Cool, huh? Oh, shut up.
Always Alan Webb.
Buy from Alan Webb and put zip in your car.
Saving you money. Where in the world, where in the world is Matt Lauer?
Starting April 30th, the adventure begins. Where in the world is Matt Lauer? Watch today only on NBC. Sponsored by Hyundai.
I got Verizon high-speed internet. Now I post images of my art to share with people all over the world.
I won my classic longboard from an online auction.
My family's safer online with Verizon security features.
Spread the word. Millions of people are doing more online with Verizon high-speed internet.
Installing it was simple. Now I track storms from home before I set sail.
I run a website for my league.
And you can do more of what you love online for just $21.99 a month. With over 1 million customers in the West Coast, it's no wonder more people are choosing Verizon over any cable provider for high-speed internet. Just call 1-888-596-3779. That's 1-888-596-3779 to sign up today. Pass it on.
I love video chatting with my new boyfriend, who I met online.
Check it. I buy and download my tunes faster, so I'll always have the latest beats.
Hey, chill. You'll get it. Phone, broadband, TV, wireless. Verizon.
Too much stuff? Not enough space? Come on down to our place. U-Store Self-Storage. And now your second full month is free. Only at U-Store.
You're looking at images of a killer. A disturbing videotape Cho Sung-wi sent to NBC News. Why and what does it tell us about him and his motives? We'll explore those issues in this hour of Today on a Thursday morning, April 19th, 2007. And inside Studio 1A on this Thursday, I'm Matt Lauer, along with Natalie Morales and our West Coast contributor, Maria Menounos. And the shocking video, as we've all seen now, was sent along with some photographs and a rambling manifesto to us here at NBC, and once officials recognized what it was, they contacted authorities, and those materials are now being analyzed by the authorities. What we already know is that they're hard to look at. Extremely disturbing for family and friends of the victims, but a powerful part of the story that we've been covering this week. We're going to have much more on all of that coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Also ahead, Matt, talking about panic attacks, and women suffer more from them than men do, and stress, including the stress of weeks like this one, can actually bring them on or intensify them. We're going to show you how to recognize a panic attack and how to treat it.
And later, how you may have jumped on the environmental bandwagon without realizing it. We'll take a look at some green products you may be surprised by.
All right, but first, kind of unusual, you're going to do the news headlines right from here.
That's right. Good morning, everyone. Once again, today, the victims of the Virginia Tech shootings are being remembered at a memorial service in Oklahoma City. Today's service, marking the 12th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing, pays tribute to the victim of that attack with 168 seconds of silence, one for each of the victims. New violence in Iraq today as Defense Secretary Robert Gates makes a surprise visit to Baghdad. He says he will tell Iraqi politicians that the U.S. commitment there is not open-ended. This morning, at least 12 people were killed in a suicide car bombing as families begin burying more than 180 Iraqis killed in a series of explosions on Wednesday. It was the deadliest day for Iraqis since the U.S. troop surge began 9 weeks ago. Today, saying he has nothing to hide, Attorney General Alberto Gonzales testifies before Congress on the controversial firing of 8 federal prosecutors. The stage is now set for a renewed political battle over abortion rights after Wednesday's Supreme Court decision. The 5-4 ruling upheld the federal ban on so-called partial birth abortions. Both sides of the debate agree that ruling will likely spur states to try to impose greater restrictions on abortion. Most service has now been restored to BlackBerry users after a blackout cut off incoming and outgoing emails affecting millions of subscribers late Tuesday and Wednesday. The company that provides BlackBerry service is still trying to find out what happened.